welcome back to my channel. So this video is going to be about my driving experience and how I led up to actually passing my test. So I had my driving test recently on Monday and I passed first time with one fault, which I'm so happy about. Literally, I'm so happy. I can finally drive without anyone being on my back and just go out and just... Life is so easy now, literally. So I was going to give a few tips on driving to help people, because honestly, driving and passing was like, it wasn't easy. Like, it took a long time. I've been driving for 2 years straight, and people, when I tell people, they can't believe it, but I've been doing lessons for 2 years simply because I had A-levels and uni, so I kind of had to stretch my lessons out, so throughout 2 years. So it wasn't every day, it was like probably one lesson a week or one lesson every 2 weeks. So that's why my driving took such a long time. The first tip I'm going to give you guys is to get a genuine driving instructor. When I say genuine, I simply mean get someone that is not going to be in it just for money, or they actually want to help you out and actually be there for you. Like, for example, my driving instructor, like, she was friendly, so we kind of got along really well, and like we had bands and jokes every lesson. Literally, if you don't have an instructor that you can just laugh with or talk to or be comfortable with, then you're wasting your time, because having a moody, like, strict instructor is gonna literally ruin your whole driving experience. Like, how are you meant to learn if you're under pressure and the person that's teaching you isn't even nice? Like, think of it, like, at school, could you learn when you had a bad teacher? Like, one of them annoying teachers, could you learn? Could you learn? No, you couldn't. I wouldn't listen to any of them, because they just shout at you, yell at you and just be nasty. No. Get yourself a nice instructor. Like, obviously don't judge your instructor on one day and be like, oh, I don't like them, we don't click. No, just, if you've been having lessons for at least a month and you don't like your instructor, get rid. Second tip is to pre-book your lessons or get bulk lessons. I'm saying this simply because I've been driving for 2 years and I've stretched it out to the point where I started getting bored of driving towards the end, to the point where I stopped trying, because I was like, I've been doing this for 2 years, it's too much now, I'm just bored of every single lesson, same thing every day. No. Pre-book your lessons and try and book as many lessons as you can, like closer together, just so you can have that practice and maintain it and then go for your test, so then you'll be ready. Yeah. Third tip, be prepared to make mistakes. I used to be so moody and so upset if I do something wrong in a lesson. Like, it would get me down so much, but I realised in the end that that's part of learning. Like, you're gonna make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you know what to do right next time. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, like, there were times, like, I was driving through a car park. I just went Asda with my dad, and I wanted to take the car out and drive. So I literally hit a car there. So, and then I just had I literally had a breakdown. Like, I had a panic attack, and someone asked me if I was okay, and I was like, no, and I just full on started crying. And after that, I didn't even give up, actually. I was like, you know what, I had a bad experience, it's so sad, and I know that some people would have gave up, because obviously that's like a scary moment for you when you just feel like you're gonna be so dangerous on the road and you just want to quit. But for me, I felt like that made me want to drive more, because it was just like, I don't want that happening to me ever again. So I didn't really cancel my I had a lesson the next day, so I didn't even cancel my lesson. I just went and told my instructor what happened, and then she helped me, like, try and not do that again, if that makes sense. So do tell your instructor if you do happen to go through accidents or whatever when you're driving out in your own car, because they can help you and tell you where you've gone wrong. Fourth tip is try and go out in your own car and, like, drive out just with your parent or anyone really, just try and drive out, because that gives you more experience by yourself without your instructor. So it gives you more freedom to actually just learn what you learn with your instructor, but also go out in the car to learn, like, take what you've learned from your instructor and do that in your own car. Then you'll be okay. Literally, more practice. It literally, practice just gets you perfect. Like, literally, practice makes perfect, and that quote is so true. It honestly makes perfect. So try and go out in your own car and just drive, drive. And the fifth tip is listen to your instructor. If your instructor tells you that you're doing something wrong, like, they probably got a point, you're doing something wrong, and you probably don't feel like you're doing something wrong. So it's good to have that conversation with them. That's what I meant, like, make sure you have an instructor that you get along with, because then they can tell you, and then you can believe what they're saying, and you can just work with it, like, you can just feed from them and, like, learn from it. So it's good to listen to your instructor, because they know what they're doing personally. They honestly do. So get you an instructor that you trust as well, basically. Yeah, you have to be confident. How are you gonna go out there and drive by yourself if you're not even confident when you have your instructor or someone else in the car with you? How? Like, how? So you gotta be confident and just drive and have that like that pride and be like, I can drive. Honestly, when you are confident, that's when you know that you're ready to do your test, and that's when you know you can book it. Okay, so when it comes to booking your test, what I was saying is try and book as many lessons as you can so you can book your test and go for it. The wait list is long, I'm not gonna lie. Like, obviously I live in Telford, so the waiting list is so long because our driving centre is so small and so many people do lessons, so it does get hectic. But I did pay £18 to get a cancellation date, which is why I got it early, because obviously I wanted to pass before the rules changed, the driving rules changed, because now you have to do different things from the 5th of December, I think. So I wanted to pass before then, because I've been learning something for 2 years and didn't want to all of a sudden learn something else, which is going to take up more time when I could have easily passed before the change of the rules. So on your test day, the first thing that you will do is literally go sign the green sheet thing, and then they'll ask you if you want your instructor with you or not. You say yes or no, and then they'll tell you to go out and they'll make you stand a certain distance and they'll make you read a number plate from there. Honestly, if you know that your eyesight is bad, don't even bother going to that test without your glasses or contact lenses, because if you can't read the number plate, you fail straight away, because like you can't see. How are you gonna pass? How are they gonna trust you to get in that car and read road signs if you can't even see a simple number plate? Literally, like, I was so scared because I wear glasses, but when I got checkups at the opticians, they told me that you've got the right sight for a driver, because obviously they have that standard. So they told me that I had the right eye standard, so I was like, okay. But I started wearing my glasses in lessons because I booked my test, so I was getting paranoid that, oh my god, what if I don't see this, what if I don't see this? But then I was just like, you know what, like, these glasses are really distracting, because a frame is so distracting to check your mirrors. I can't do that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. I was so scared on my test day because, I didn't wear my glasses, so I was like, oh my god, if I can't read this, I'm gonna fail. So that's what I was worried about the most. So I read that, and then what you have to do next is get in the car, and then they'll fill in the form or whatever, and then they'll get in the car. And literally, guys, honestly, don't panic, just don't, because they tell you everything when they get in the car. They tell you what's going on, they tell you what's gonna happen and what you're gonna do and how long everything's gonna be. And yeah, And then obviously they ask you the two questions, which is one show me and one tell me. But with the new rules, you have to do a tell me question and a show me while you're driving. But with me, obviously they asked me while I was sitting in the car before I drove. So for the new test, you actually have to do that while driving. Like, they'll probably tell you to open the window while you're driving. You know, open the window, imagine driving, you're like, no, honestly. But at the same time, they tell you to do it when it's safe to do so. They don't, if they tell you to open the window, don't open it if you know you're focusing on something else, because they'll honestly tell you, they'll give you time. If you can't do that at the time, they will give you time to do it. So after the show me and tell me questions, I drove for 10 minutes. They tell you where to go, they give you directions, and then you have 10 minutes of independent driving, which is, they'll tell you signs to follow and you follow them. Really and truly, my driving lesson only lasted 20 minutes. It's meant to last 40 minutes, so it lasted 20. So knowing that, if you're driving safe for like the first 10-20 minutes and you prove to them, then they've literally seen enough of you, so they don't need to spend 40 minutes with you to see if you can drive safely or not. Like, but, and also, I was so scared though when it's been 20 minutes. Like, it went so fast. I was so scared. I was like, why are we going back to the test center so early? I failed. I thought I'd failed my test. I thought I failed my test because I was like, everyone told me that this was gonna last 40 minutes and we're going like 20 minutes before. Like, I was so scared. I was like, oh my god, this is it, I failed. And then she made me park the car and she was like, well, I'm pleased to tell you that you passed with 1 foot. And I was like, really? Oh my god, like, yes. So when it comes to your test day, the advice that I would honestly give is be confident and just, I know you're going to be nervous, but just do what you've learned. That's all you got to do. Get in that car and just drive as if you're driving alone, because it's like doing your test is so different to doing a lesson with your instructor. Honestly, it is so different, because you don't have someone telling you doing something wrong while you're driving, and you don't have someone like, it's purely independent. You're doing it by yourself. No one's giving you feedback, no one's giving you advice. You're just driving by yourself, and then someone's going to be there trying to check if you're doing it safe or not. Be safe. Like, honestly, all they care about is that you drive safe. You could be the worst driver ever, but as long as you're safe, you will pass. I'm telling you, you will pass that test. Literally, that's all they care about. They don't care if you can drive or not. It's if you do everything safely. You gotta drive safe, because you ain't gonna get a driving license if you ain't driving safe. Like, what? You basically have to prove to yourself that you can drive, and then prove to your instructor that you can drive, and then prove to the examiner that you can drive safe. Then you're fine. Literally, 3 people, you're fine. Another tip that I'm gonna give you guys is, even if you don't pass your test, it doesn't mean you failed, because from failing you know what to do next. Do you think the most richest man in the world like didn't fail in life? No, everyone fails. To fail is good. It's good to fail sometimes, so you learn from your mistakes. Don't be upset if you've failed your test. Just don't, because you've learned from it and you're gonna improve. Literally, that's what my dad told me to make me feel better, because I was like, oh my god, what if I don't pass or whatever, like, because I was so nervous. My dad was so certain that I was gonna pass, but for me, like, I was confident, but I was like, what if, but my dad was like, don't, because obviously you don't want to spend so much money and then lose it all. That's the problem. But also failing, some people don't take failing very well, and sometimes it is good to fail, so you learn your lesson and you know what to do for next time. So that's what my dad told me. He was like, if you fail, then you know what to do for next time, and you would have got the experience. So literally, if you fail, it's not bad at all. Just book more lessons and try and maintain your driving before doing your test. You do have 3 days before your test to actually delete it to cancel your test. So what my driving instructor did is I booked lessons before the 3 days, and then she was going to tell me if she thinks I can go to the test or not, simply because these instructors actually have to trust you to take their cars out on your test day. They have to trust you because you're going to be driving their car, and that means they're going to repair the car if you don't. So like, obviously your instructor has got to be like yes or no, like it's their car you're going to take out if you choose to take theirs, or you could take yours. But literally I had to, she had to tell me if I was ready or not, and then she told me I can go, and then so when you realize that like you can't do the test like after the 3 days, it's like it's kind of peak because you can't delete it or you lose your money, you know? Obviously I'm gonna say like failing isn't bad, but like try not to fail from like the big, you know what I mean? Like if you know you're gonna make major faults, don't honestly go to your test, because you could, like, a major fault can get you a fail. So try not to, like, speeding is the main thing. Like when approaching stuff and roundabouts, junctions, try and be slow, because that's one of the things that I was bad at, and that's why I got major faults. Like when I had my mock tests with my instructor, because I was too fast at roundabouts and junctions, it was just, that was my driving experience. It was hard at first, I'm not gonna lie. Like it is hard at first when you don't know what to do, because you're just learning everything all at once and it's just in your head. But once you've got experience, that's when you know that you're good to go. I hope these tips that I've given you guys actually helped. I honestly do, and I wish you all the best, all of you that are gonna do your test very soon or whenever in the future. And I just hope this video helped, and what else can I say? Next time you guys see me, I will have a different hair. I'm not even gonna say what color yet, but bitch gonna be popping, you know, like, I can't wait. Okay guys, so I will see you in my next video.